Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this lecture, we are going to see current affairs of 27 July 2023. And actually today is a bit late, so excuse me. So we are going to see the topics, like 6 to 7 topics in this lecture, that is the detailed analysis. And apart from that, I will be showing you the Hindu newspaper PDF and I will be highlighting that other topics which are important or relevant from UPSC point of view. So first topic we are going to discuss, it is about SCO. So what is this SCO? This is a regional grouping organization. It is nothing but Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So what is this SCO? That is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So this article which says about the success story of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and how can we improve the efficiency of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So it is talking about what is the success till now, and it is also focusing on what can be done in the future to make better efficiency of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So here the homework for you students is you have to see which are the members of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and which is a new member which added to this SCO recently. And recently we had meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So we are going to see highlights of that meet. So that will be important from your examination point of view. And we are also going to see what is the success of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization and what is the way forward. So here, how can you expect a question? So here you can expect a question in 3 ways. So first one is you can expect question regarding the efficiency of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So first one is how far it is success. And second question is you can get a question regarding India and SCO relations. And next one is you have to see how can we improve working of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So in these 3 ways you can get a question in your mains. And this topic is exclusively important from your international relations. And even you can expect a prelims based question. So from which area you can expect a prelims based question? That is from basic facts like GK. So when it was found, which are the founding members, and when India and Pakistan joined, and recent member which joined this Pakistan, and if there are any countries they want to join this SCO or not. So if in that situation, so which is that country? So in this way you can get a question in your prelims. Okay. And next topic, it is about resilient but just. So why this article is in news? In yesterday's lecture we discussed already background that IMF came up with a forecast, right? So IMF is nothing but International Monetary Fund. So here World Bank and IMF, they are called as Bretton Woods twins and they came into existence after World War II, right? So here why it is in news? Because IMF came up with an estimate and says that so world it is going to face a recession, that means slowing of growth that is seen across the globe. So why? Because of some reasons. So what might be the reasons? So please pause the video and think about what might be the reasons for this world recession. So first one is Russia-Ukraine crisis. Next one is climate change, right? And next one is banks, collapse of banks in some countries. And next one is inflation, especially core inflation, food price inflation. And in China also they are facing issues, and Europe they are facing issues, and US also facing issues. So why we are taking this Europe, China and US? So why these things talked in the article? Because they are the biggest economies. And you know that India is the 5th largest economy in the world. So first we need to talk about the economies in the world. So which are the highest economies? And later on we are going to see reasons in India. So this topic is at most important from your economy, which comes in the GS paper 3. And next topic is the changing contours of Delhi. So this article is talking about expansion of Delhi. As you know that, for example, if this is the area exactly where the city is present, for example this is urban area. So this urban areas, they will be having good facilities. For example, they will be having good education facilities, good health facilities, good job opportunities, good investments, right? And it is developing day by day. And if you are moving to that area, so we will be having good or better standard of living. Better standard of living. So that what happened, the people who are present in the nearby areas like rural areas, they will be shifting to this urban areas. So because of increase in the pressure of population, what happened? The expanding of the city is happening. So this is a center, and what happened now? There is an expansion of city to the periphery part. So this article talking about urbanization expanding from center towards periphery, and this topic is important from economic geography. Economic geography, where we will be studying about population theories and demography, and as well as settlement patterns, etc. So here this urbanization also comes into this economic geography part, and this is at most important. And if you are from geography optional, so you have to see the data and you have to preserve the data for your answers in your economic geography. And this topic is important from economic geography point of view, which comes in the GS paper 1, and even you can expect a question from your GS paper 3 point of view. And next topic, it is about no trust motion. So this no trust motion is also called as no confidence motion. So what it is called as? It is also called as no confidence motion. So have you ever heard about this no confidence motion? So if you have gone through this current affairs, then you will be coming across this word more frequently. So in this context, you have to understand what is this no confidence motion. So whether it can be introduced in both the houses or not, you have to see what are the constitutional provisions, right? And you have to see what is the process for this no confidence motion. And if there are any exemptions, so you have to see those exemptions. So these are the things that you are going to discuss, and this topic is important from your polity. And even in your Lakshmikant, you can see this topic called as no confidence motion, but it is not much given in detail. So we are going to see detailed and minute facts that you can expect as a statements in your prelims. And next topic is bill proposes birth record digitalization. So if we are talking about birth certificates or death certificates, do you have your birth certificate? So please open your certificates and try to see whether you have your birth certificate or not, because it is important from now. Okay, so if you have not having birth certificate, try to get that birth certificate as soon as possible. So here till now we do not have digitalization of this birth certificate. So we have an app called as DigiLocker, right? So we can save our certificates right there. But till now, regarding this birth certificates, there is no digitalization. So this is the first step towards the digitalization of this birth certificate, and it will be helpful for achieving of Digital India mission. And this topic is important from governance point of view, which comes in the GS paper 2. And next topic is West Bengal government announces a mangrove cell. So what are these mangroves? So mangroves are the trees which are mainly present in intertidal region. And why they are special? Because they have the capability to tolerate salt or saline water, and even they can live in the water in the damp areas or swampy areas. And if you're talking about from Indian context, why this is important, why these mangroves are important. So as you all know that India shares a longest coastline. India is a peninsula. So we are having this mangroves across the coast of India. Especially why this West Bengal is most prominent. So West Bengal is having 40% of mangroves of our country, and especially they are called as Sundarbans. So I think you might have heard about this word Sundarbans. So why the name which got to this mangroves as Sundarbans? So please let me know in the comment box. Because of name of trees which are present. So what is the name of that tree? Let me know in the comment box. And this topic is important from environment and ecology. So from mains point of view, you can expect a question here like what is the ecological role or what is significance of this mangroves. Already the question which appeared in 2020 regarding this mangroves in your prelims also. So you have to see that. And next topic is 530 districts in our country, they reported free from manual scavenging, says center. So here this article which is talking about manual scavenging. So what is a manual scavenging? Manual scavenging is nothing but earlier, especially the low caste people who are belonging to scheduled caste, so they used to carry the human fetus on their fetus, that is the excreta, waste of the humans on their heads, and they will be throwing it somewhere. So this is called as manual scavenging. And whether this manual scavenging is still present in India or not, yes. So even though a lot of steps taken by government, but still manual scavenging is still prevalent in India. So especially now, even people, they are working in municipalities, so they will be directly cleaning the drains, nalas, and as well as the gutters, etc. So this will come on under this manual scavenging. So here, please tell me your opinion whether you will be accepting with me. Like, my argument is, yes, manual scavenging is still prevalent in India, especially even there is a caste-based discrimination that is seen in this manual scavenging. So whether you will be accepting on this statement or not. So the question here is, do you agree or not? So please let me know your own opinion in the comment box. And I'm getting pretty good answers from the many students. For example, Navya, she also gave the good answer, and Lakshman and Nawaz. So I congratulate you people, and try to give your answers in the comment box. Even though if it is right or not, try to give the comments so that it will be helpful for you, and I will be announcing your names in the next day class. And if you see the first topic, it is about Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Title says the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a success story that can get better. And let us try to understand this article in detail, and I will try my level best to make you understand this. So here your homework is, you have to see the basic facts regarding the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and please let me know in the comment box. So when it is formed, which countries are the members, and recently joined member country. Okay. So recently on July 4th, 2023, so India hosted 23rd meeting of this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, and it is for the first time India headed this meet. So this is also important. So why it is important? Because it is 23rd, and for the first time after India joined this SCO, so India hosted this meet for the first time. So what are the significant outcomes of this meet? So first one here is, in this meet they came up with signing of one declaration that is called as New Delhi Declaration. So this New Delhi Declaration is focusing on countering terrorism, countering radicalization, and they are also focusing on exploring cooperation, digital transformation. So in all these areas, so we are going to have advancements in the future. And this summit, which also granted full membership status for Iran. So Iran got SCO membership this year, that is in 2023. And even actually there is also one memorandum which signed that Belarus want to join this SCO as a member state. So here we have to see, so how much time it will be taken by the Belarus to become the membership of this SCO. And if you're talking about the changing world today, world is just facing geopolitical conflicts, geopolitical tensions, economic slowdown, and energy crisis, food shortage, climate change. So one important problem that you all know, that we are facing this climate change. So apart from that, we are also facing economic recession and energy crisis because of Russia-Ukraine issue. And because of Russia-Ukraine issue, so there is a ban, that is a Black Sea grain ban, which is seen. So because of this, there is a decrease in the food supply, and even India took a decision to ban non-basmati rice. So this is also an important reason for the food shortage. So these are some important tensions that we are seeing across the world. So for these challenges, we need to require a joint response from all the countries. And actually the major risk that we are seeing for the countries is lack of peace, lack of development, and there is power politics, that is the people who are in the power, so they are having the power to do the politics, and economic coercion and lack of technology. So these are some important risks that we are facing in our countries. And over the years here, Shanghai Cooperation Organization also been to commit to bring or to become a community with a shared future for the mankind, and we are supporting and we are upholding the core interest, and we are synergizing national development strategies, and regional cooperation initiatives as well. And especially the member states, they have carried forward spirit of good neighborliness and friendship, and we are building partnership featuring dialogues instead of confrontation, cooperation, and as well as instead of alliance. So here we are going and we are moving with the spirit of good neighborhood and friendship. So we are not coming up with the confrontations, we are not having unnecessary incorporation as well. So in this way, here if you're talking about success of this SCO, so SCO has been acting as a guardian for the contribution of regional peace. So for the contribution of regional peace and as well as stability and prosperity, here SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is working as a guardian. And this Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is also having a leading or also playing a lead and as well as exemplary role, that is focusing on strengthening the unity, strengthening the cooperation, and it is also focusing on seizing of development opportunities, and it is also addressing the risk and as well as challenges that are facing by these countries. So we are especially focusing on strengthening of strategic communication between the countries, and we are focusing on deepening of practical cooperation, and we are focusing on how to provide the support each others for the development of the countries and as well as rejuvenation process as well. So what is the need now? The need here is we need to upgrade the security cooperation because of increasing of technology. So we are having the new threats like cyber security threats. So we need to upgrade security, and we have to crack down a decisive manner on terrorism. So we have to crack down terrorism, separatism, extremism, transnational organized crimes. And we need to pursue the cooperation, the digital, biological and outer space security, and we have to facilitate the political statement as well. Okay, so we have to focus on the cooperation, the different fields like digital, biological, outer space security, and we have to come up with the political statements so that we can have the platform for the discussing of international and as well as regional hotspot issues. And even this Shanghai Cooperation Organization need to generate more momentum for collaboration, and we have to come up with collaboration, trade, investments, technology, climate change, infrastructure, and as well as people to people contacts. If you're talking about the China's role here, so China is committed in working with India, and recently in yesterday's lecture we studied about we are going to improve the bilateral relations with China, and we had talks recently on the sidelines of Bali. And what happened here, so India is also willing to work with China, and the South Africa and other partners from the south, they want to put in action global security initiative and global developmental initiative and global civilization initiative, and we have to contribute world's peace, security and as well as prosperity. And we need to pursue common, comprehensive, cooperative and sustainable security, and we need to respect each country's independent choice to move towards development as well. So we have to follow United Nations Charter as well. So we need to forge united, equal, balanced and inclusive global development partnership. And not only this, we have to promote humanity's common values of peace, development, equity, justice, democracy and freedom. So this is about this topic in detail. I hope it is very much clear, and try to focus on the facts. And next topic, it is about resilient but just. So this is talking about lopsided just. So what is the meaning of lopsided? That is slow growth when you are comparing with the other. So this article is important from your GS paper 3 point of view. Now let us try to see the facts. So why it is in news? Because IMF, International Monetary Fund. So International Monetary Fund came up with the latest update. It says that world is going to face economic slowdown. So now global economy, it is showing the signs of having withered, and its most recent challenges we are facing, like there was a bank collapse in US and as well as Switzerland. So because of this, what happened, the projection of IMF had been decreased to 3% in 2023. And recently IMF chief economist, he said that world is facing with many challenges. World is facing with many challenges, and we are going to see that there is a downward slip of economic growth. And here if you see the two largest economies in the world like United States and China, So here in these countries also they are facing economic slowdown, and there is increased uncertainty in the global and as well as economic headwinds. So especially in US, what happened during this pandemic era, cash transfers, so there are extra or surplus pandemic era cash transfers which are mainly seen. So these cash transfers mainly helpful for these families to come over this distress which is caused by COVID-19. And if you're talking about China, so recently 2 to 3 days back we discussed an article that China is facing economic crisis. So what are the reasons? Because of losses in the key real estate sector and even weakening of consumption in China, and there is increasing of overseas demand for the exports. So because of all these things, now we can see China is also facing economic slowdown. And if you're talking about euro area, so euro area is also another key engine for the global economy, and it is still reeling from Ukraine war which induced spike in gas prices. So because of this increasing of gas prices, so it will it is also having the negative impact on the people, right? And next one is eurozone business output fell at a faster rate for 8 months in July. And if we are talking about another most problem that we are having is inflation. So particularly core inflation, particularly core inflation that is mainly seen, and we can see here because of this Black Sea grain deal which had been banned by Russia, so it is also having impact on increasing of food grain prices, and there might be increasing of 15% of increasing of price of these food grains. And whenever there is increasing of prices, that will be having negative impact. People will be not affording for that, and that will leads to increase in hunger, increasing of malnutrition, and also that will leads to increasing of poverty. So if you're talking about IMF economists, they also pointed that yes, there is a high debt vulnerabilities among the frontier economies, and they also stressed that there is an urgent need for the concerted global debt resolution initiative, and because of this it mainly going to help the indebted countries. For example, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, they are facing this economic crisis and indebtedness. So in this way IMF will be very useful. So this is about this topic. And now let us see the next topic. It is about the changing contours of Delhi. So this article is very important from your economic geography point of view, which comes in the GS paper 1, and even you can connect this topic with your economy, which comes in the GS paper 3. So now let us try to see the context. So if you see context, it says that yes, India came up with a decision on economic development, growth and related planetary boundary challenges. But what happened? So there is one report that United Nations Population Prospects report said that so we are going to be the most populous country in the world, and we are going to beat even China as well. And this report also said that India's capital city, that is New Delhi, it is going to become the world's most populous urban agglomeration, and it is going to overtake Tokyo by 2028. So this is also one forecast. And the nation's 1.4 billion citizens, actually these people, they are increasingly concentrated in the cities, and the median age of the people who are living in city is 28.2. So we need appropriate economic development and as well as planning, because we are having working group population in these cities. So these working age group, they can contribute to the economy. So if we're talking about the layout of Delhi, National Capital Territory region, so here the engines of Indian growth are the economies of mega cities. So if you're talking about national and as well as state policies, they are very much important for the country's economic development, and even it will be helpful to meet the needs of such city regions as well. And if you're talking about the cities, so there is an expansion of the cities that is seen here. So why? Because they are attracting the investments, for example, in the metro rail trains. And here if you're talking about extending from the core to periphery, which is seen. So because of this, they will be also attracting the investments. So they will attract investments, and they will be also focusing on infrastructure as well. So we're talking about economic geography of Delhi National Capital Territory region. Here Delhi NCR has highest concentration of jobs and as well as people in the country, and they are going to generate $370 billion in 2015. And if you're talking about what are the challenges which are faced, so it is facing many challenges. That is, Delhi is mainly facing some challenges like challenges regarding land, infrastructure cost, growing income inequality, poor air quality because of pollution, and also land and water pollution. And even there is a problem called as lack of resources, and there is institutional coordination barriers as well. So in our recently one report released, that is Morphology of Delhi National Capital Region's Economic Geography and its Implication for Family for Planning here. So this report which says that, which came up with the sector-wise study of jobs in National Capital Territory region in liberalization during 1991 and up to 2013-14, and this report said that there is increasing of periphery. Okay, so if this is city, there is increasing or expanding of the city, and there is increasing of influence of periphery that is seen, and the core is decentralized, and we can see there is a rapid urbanization, infrastructure development that is seen here in these regions. So if we're talking about what are the challenges which are faced by this Delhi, Delhi is also facing challenges. Recently, if you see, because of torrential rainfalls, it mainly faces the floods, and there is increasing of land and infrastructure cost, and there is also inequality, that is income inequality seen, and poor air quality, and land and water pollution which is also seen, and there is a lack of natural resources and institutional coordination barriers. So these are some important challenges which are mainly faced by this Delhi. And if you're talking about what is the need here, so in Delhi, especially in this National Capital Territory region, so we have this spatio-economic assessment. So this can help to target infrastructure investments and as well as foreign direct investments, and even that will be helpful to economically dynamic locations, okay, and even that will ensure the better returns and as well as job growth. So this is about this topic in detail. And now let us try to see next topic. It is about no trust vote or no trust motion. No trust motion against Modi government admitted in Lok Sabha. So this article is exclusively important from your GS paper to under polity. So if you open your Lakshmikant, you will be seeing this topic called as no confidence motion. So try to go to that article and as well as after reading this article, you can open your Lakshmikant and you can see that topic once. And if you see the context, it says that the stage is set for high profile clash between opposition and treasury branches. So I already know that yesterday we discussed that the opposition parties are doing protest because of this Manipur violence issue. But even though here the ruling party which is interested in passing of bills. So one such bill yesterday they passed. And if you see the context, it says that the stage it is set for high profile clash between opposition and as well as treasury benches. And even Lok Sabha Speaker, that is Om Prakash Birla, he admitted no confidence motion against the Modi government. So we're talking about some facts regarding what exactly is this no confidence motion. So here Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Legislative Assembly and it remains in the office till it enjoys the confidence of majority. So whenever they are losing majority, they have to resign the government. And a motion of no confidence motion is moved to remove the Council of Ministers and even to remove the government from the office. So we're talking about which are the constitutional provisions talks about this. So we have Article 75 of Indian Constitution. So this Article 75 of Indian Constitution, which mainly says that Council of Ministers, they shall be collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. And as per Article 164 of Indian Constitution, so the Council of Ministers, they shall be collectively responsible for the Legislative Assembly in the state. So which article? That is Article 175 and Article 164. So we're talking about some more important things here, that is Lok Sabha and Legislative Assembly, they can move the ministry from the office by the passing of no confidence motion. And in the rule, that is Rule 198, which mainly specifies that there is a procedure for the motion of no confidence. So what is this, the procedure for this no confidence motion? For example, if anyone want to move this no confidence motion against the government, and what happens, so it can be introduced only in the Lok Sabha, it cannot be introduced in the Rajya Sabha. So it should be minimum 50 members, they have to accept the motion, and if these 50 members are not accepting, means it will comes under lapse. So the motion of no confidence is read by speaker within the house and ask the people who are favor for this motion. And if 50 MPs they are in favor, then speaker could allot the date for discussing the motion, but this has to be done within 10 days of 10 days of giving of notice. So the motion now it is put for vote and can be continued through voice vote or division of votes or other means. So we don't know that. Okay, so whether it can be done through the voice vote, whether it can be done through the division of votes or any other means. So if government loses the confidence motion, then what happens? So they have to leave the government, they have to resign the government. So if we're talking about what are the conditions which are related to this no confidence motion. So here this no confidence motion, it can be moved only in Lok Sabha or state legislative assembly. If there is any case, it can be also introduced in the state assembly, but it cannot be moved in Rajya Sabha or state legislative council. So here if you're talking about the conditions which are related to this no confidence motion, so here we have to see whether this move is entirely against regarding this council of ministers or not, or whether the individual ministers are present or not, whether the private members are there or not. So all these things that we have to take into consideration regarding this no confidence motion. Okay, I hope it is very much clear. And now let us try to see next topic. Title says bill proposes birth record digitization. So actually this article is very important because whether we are in the track to achieve this digital India or not. So this is the one initiative that we are going to achieve this digital India. Okay. So till now this birth certificate will be given by actually whenever there is a birth, hospitals they will be giving one slip, and with that slip we have to go for applying for the birth certificate in Me Seva, and finally we can get this birth certificate. But here this article says that we have to go for maintaining of records in the digital format. So this article is important, and now let us try to see the context. So India has taken the first step to generate digital birth certificates, which will be an encompassing document that can be used for the admission to the educational institutions and as well as for the jobs and for the passport or Aadhaar and for voter enrollment and registration of marriage and others. So for everything now we need to have this birth certificate. Till now no one asked for birth certificate, but from now onwards for joining in any education institutions, for getting jobs, for the passports, for everything we need to have this birth certificate. And if you see the details, it says that this will avoid, why this? Because this will avoid multiplicity of documents to prove date and the place of birth according to this Registration of Births and Deaths Amendment Bill 2023, and this bill has been tabled in Lok Sabha. So we have to see whether it will be passed or not, but we have to see the highlights. But I found this interesting, and many of them they might not be knowing about this. So the bill proposes to make it obligatory for the state to register the births and as well as deaths on central civil registry. So as of now, on this civil registration system, we have registered this birth and as well as death certificate, and now we have this central civil registration system portal. So under this portal, so we have to give the data, or we have to register the data, and that data can be shared with the Registrar General of India. So this Registrar General of India, which comes under which ministry? That is nothing but Union Home Ministry. And it also said that centralized registrar that would help in updating other databases, and even this will be helpful for resulting efficient and transparent delivery of services and as well as other social benefits. So this bill will also helpful for inserting the provisions for the digital registration and even electronic delivery of certificate of births and as well as deaths. So it will be helpful for the benefit of the people. And these new rules will apply to all those who born after the bill becomes law. So it also proposes to collect Aadhaar numbers of the parents and as well as informant, so that it can be also available for the birth registration. Okay, so even there is also a portal, or there is also a facility for the registration for the process of adoption of orphaned or abandoned children, or surrogate child, or child of single parent or unwed mother. So we're talking about some details regarding this bill. So with these new amendments, here Ministry of Home Affairs is also proposing to make Aadhaar, which is mandatory to track the new births and as well as deaths, because you are collecting the parents' Aadhaar card numbers, and also requires the states to compulsorily share the data on registered births and deaths on this Registrar General of India. And here Registrar General of India will be maintaining the data regarding the death and as well as the births. And presently states, they are required only to send the annual state statistical reports, but now this bill which proposes to make birth certificates even mandatory for joining of schools, to getting the admissions in the schools, and the registration of votes, marriages, issuance of passports, and applications in government jobs, etc. So this is about this topic. And now let us try to see the next interesting topic, that is about mangrove cell. Okay, so you might have heard about this word mangrove that you can see in your environment and ecology, right? So here, why it is in news now, West Bengal government announces to come up with a mangrove cell, and this is very important because mangrove which provides lot of ecological services to the people. So now let us try to see the context here. West Bengal state, which is home for 40% of mangroves to are present in India, that is Sundarbans, and here West Bengal government announced to set up mangrove cell in that state. So on the occasion of International Day of Conservation of Mangroves Ecosystem, so this is a decision took by the state government. And if you see details, it says that this will bring continuity to the efforts of the state government in mangrove management. And this cell which has an action plan for the plantation of mangroves, and it will also look at the maintenance and also coordinate with the NGOs as well. So we're talking about mangroves in India. Where they are located exactly? In this Gulf of Kutch, in this Gulf of Kambat region, in this area we have, and in this area we have. So here in West Bengal we have this Sundarbans. Okay, so what are mangroves exactly? So these mangroves are like normal trees and bushes, but they have the excellent capacity of salt water tolerance, and even they develop beneath the high water levels of spring tides. Okay, they are mainly seen in intertidal zones, and they can withstand heat and as well as salt. So what are the services which are provided by these mangroves, or what is the significance of these mangroves? So first and the foremost thing here is they will help for ecological stabilization. So mangroves, they play a very crucial role in territory assimilation, and they will be acting as reservoirs, and they will be helpful in construction, the prevention of, and they also helpful for the preserving of soil, and they are called as kidneys. Okay, and they will be also helpful for cyclone protection, and they will also promote land formation, mud bank stabilization, energy dissipation, and they will be also helpful for tidal and wave energy. And mangroves, they are also helpful because they will be withstanding the tides, daily rise. So because of this, it will be helpful for the preservation of the coastal area as well, and it will be also helpful for coastal stabilization. It will be helpful for prevention of soil erosion from the storm surges, currents, waves, tides. Mangrove trees, they also stabilize the coastline, and it will be also helpful for water purification as well. So by collecting the nutrients from the runoff that may otherwise result in the toxic algal bloom offshore, and these mangroves, they also enhance the quality of water, and because they will be having the capacity to cleanse the water, especially they will be maintaining the health of water and clarity, because for the coral reefs to survive, so they need the clean water. They will be not surviving the turbid water. Okay, so because of this, they are called as kidneys, and they will be also storing the blue carbon. So less than 2% of maritime ecosystems are mangroves, and they are responsible for 10 to 15% of carbon burial, and they will also support the biodiversity, because large variety of organisms, they are seen in this mangrove forest, and they are also supported by mangrove ecosystem, and a variety of animals, birds, fishes, insects, mammals, plants, they can have the habitat here. And if you're talking about fisheries, So these mangroves, they are also helpful for coastal fishing as well, and even they will be acting as nesting of fish, shellfish, migratory birds and sea turtles as well. And next one is they will be also acting as a tsunami shield. So whenever you can see, whenever in movies, whenever there is a warlike situation, they will be wearing the shields, right? So in the same way here, this tsunamis, they will be so this mangroves will be also acting as tsunami shields. So mangroves are very much crucial for protecting the coastal communities from the tragedies like tsunamis and storm surges, etc. And they will be also helpful for absorbing of wave energy. And mangroves, they have 70 to 90% of effective absorption rate for typical wave energy. And next topic is 530 districts reported as a free for manual scavenging, says Center. So this article is also important because manual scavenging is still prevalent in our society. So it comes under our Indian society point of view. So if you see context, it says that Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Telangana, AP, West Bengal and Jharkhand, they are among the states and union territories. They have the highest number of districts yet to declare themselves as free of manual scavenging. Okay, so these states, they have to declare it there is free from the manual scavenging. So this is the data which shown by the Social Justice Ministry. And if you're talking about details, it says that in response to multiple questions related to deaths which caused by this manual scavenging or hazardous cleaning of sewages. So here union government came up with a reply. It said that so from past 5 years onwards, over 330 people they have died, and that too because of not manual scavenging, that is directly carrying this human feces, but because of cleaning of sewages and as well as septic tanks. So there are about 100% of districts in states like Bihar, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. They declared themselves to be free from manual scavenging. So if you are belonging to these states like Bihar, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu, so please let me know whether it is the correct or not. Okay, try to do some research and let me know whether your state is free from this manual scavenging or not. So my state is not. So as government data shows that deaths due to hazardous cleaning of sewers and septic tanks, they are continuing now. And one more thing is, even though we came with this scheme called as Namaste, Namaste is talking about 100% technology that you have to use for the cleaning of the sewages, but still there is a deaths which are continuing because of cleaning of sewages and septic tanks. So here if you see this infographic, you can understand in these states we have high number of deaths. Okay, but here this article says that Tamil Nadu, Bihar and Rajasthan, they have 100% of districts, they are declared, they are free from manual scavenging. But I don't understand this. So if we're talking about timeline of legislation, that is laws in India. So in 1993, we came up with Employment of Manual Scavenging and Construction of Dye Latrine Prohibition Act. And in 2013, we came up with Manual Scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act. And in 2014, here there is a directive which is issued for expanding of rehabilitation provisions. So if we're talking about some basic facts regarding this manual scavenging in India, so what exactly means of meaning of this manual scavenging? So manual scavenging is nothing but the disposal of human excreta manually from dry latrines and public streets, and the maintenance and sweeping of septic tanks, sewers and gutters. So here nothing but here we are going for dispose. Disposal means nothing but throwing out of human excreta. So in the earlier days, normally the scheduled caste people, they used to carry this human excreta on their heads. Okay, the manually means by the man. Okay, so here we are not using any technology for the cleaning, right? So if you're talking about prevalence of this manual scavenging in India, so as many as 58,000 people, they worked as manual scavengers of 2018, and among this 941 people, they have died since 1993 due to accidents. Okay, due to accidents while undertaking hazardous cleaning of the sewages and as well as septic tanks. So the practice is considered to be the worst remaining evidence of untouchability. So it is one example that still this untouchability is prevalent in our country. So we're talking about salient features of this prohibition of employment as manual scavengers and their Rehabilitation Act of 2013. So it says that there is a need for banning of this manual scavenging. And even this act widened the definition of manual scavengers by including it in all forms of manual removal of human excreta, and also having a key focus on rehabilitating the manual scavengers by organizing the training programs. And they are also offering this scholarship for the children who are working as this manual scavengers. And it also makes the offense of manual scavenging, that is cognizable offense, and it is also non-bailable offense. And even it makes it obligatory for the employers to provide protective tools to the workers. So these are some salient features of this act. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So before that, I want to make an announcement. So I am happy to announce that on August 1st, we are going to launch this daily mains answer writing course for the beginners and as well as who already gave the attempts. So this is online and the medium is only English. And in this course, we are covering each and every aspect of your mains topics from GS point of view. So we are covering GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4 along with case studies and as well as essay. And we provide model answer and there is a detailed evaluation of your answers. And there will be live doubt clearing sessions on every Sunday. And try to join this course, and the cost of this course is 8,200 for 1 year. And if you want to enroll, so you can call me on this number or you can directly visit this website Rathod Science Academy and you can do payment there itself. And if you want to clear queries, so please call me on this number 8074765513. And this is also WhatsApp number and Telegram number, so that you can ping me up on there. So now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. And one more thing is, if you want to get the PDF of this class notes, you can join the Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. So the today's newspaper, the date here is July 27 and today is Thursday. So first topic, it is about no trust motion. It is nothing but the no confidence motion. And I discussed each and every detail that you have to know. And next topic, it is about citing FATF Center urges SC to let Supreme Court to let Mishra continue as ED chief. So here you have to see what is this FATF, that is Financial Action Task Force, and different lists like blacklist and grey list under that. And I discussed this topic regarding birth record digitalization. And here there is one article, that is Lok Sabha passes Forest Conservation Amendment Bill. So this article is important and you have to see what is this changes. And if you move on, in the states page you can see no live telecast of zero hour. So here you have to understand what is a 0 hour, what is this question hour of parliament. And these are the keywords that you can see in this newspaper while this session is going on. And if you move forward, in the editorial page, I discussed this topic regarding SEO and I discussed this topic regarding economy. And here, if you have time, you can go to this article, that is Measuring Well-being in India. And this article is about India's rice exports ban, how it is going to impact Africa and as well as Asian nations. So see this once. And in yesterday's lecture, I discussed this topic. In text and context, I discussed this topic regarding changing contours of Delhi. And if you move forward, here you can see this article, that is parliamentary privilege. So you have to understand what is this privilege. So what are the individual privileges and what are the collective privileges. And page number 12, I discussed this topic regarding West Bengal government to announce mangrove cell. And I discussed this topic regarding manual scavenging also. And there is one article, that is UNESCO endorses banning smartphones in schools. So go through this article once and you have to see some facts regarding UNESCO. And the business page, there is one article, that is India's space industry can reach $100 billion by 2040. So you have to see how India can excel in this new space. Okay, so this is very important and these are some important articles that appear in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding. So subscribe to Rathod Science Academy and don't forget to like the video and share the video to your friends. Thank you so much.